Weather's chief meteorologist, Chase Jones.
Well, are you guys ready to look at the clouds today? Because it's pretty calm out there. The blocking pattern is settling in, but a little bit of cloud cover starting to make its way and keeping my eye around New Mexico. By the weekend, we're going to throw the keys over to Steven and see if some of that cloud cover makes its way in for a cool weekend. But I think we're only going to drop down to those lower 90s. Today would probably be the hottest day, if not tomorrow, around 94. But of course, everybody's keeping their eye on those kickoff conditions from those lower 90s yesterday all the way down into those lower 60s, a good 30-degree drop. Then we ran all the way back up into those 90s, so we're back up by 30 degrees. And we're inside that 30-degree pattern for the rest of the week, if not until the end of September, waiting for some cool weather to make its way in with this stubborn high pressure in the way. 92 in San Angelo, everybody else in a combination of lower 90s and those upper 80s across the entire area. Let's look for 10 degrees right now. 96 in Robert Lee, 88 down there in Sonora. So 8 degrees across the entire Concho Valley, just outside that 10-degree spread, letting us know some instability is definitely on its way in. Dew points are in those 50s and 40s, while humidity indices are anywhere from those 20s all the way up into those 30s. So a relatively dry afternoon. We'll see how much they make their way up by tonight, because those winds at night get pretty breezy around the loop, some around 20 miles per hour. Now, moisture trackers still showing us the strong reflection of the blocking pattern going strong. It will go around the Concho Valley, but you see a little bit of blue making its way in from the panhandle, and that's where we're expected to see a little bit of cloud cover, but not a single drop of rain. You saw the drought monitor, it's pushing back in, and I'm keeping my eye on a dry winter. Now, upper level pattern showing you the blocking pattern with high pressure still just lingering around the central United States, with low pressure trying to fight its way in. It cuts off from the central system and hovers around the Rocky Mountains for a little while, but we're seeing a pretty loose gradient, so some instability definitely working its way in, and it's priming the atmosphere for some tropical activity maybe by next week. Water vapor imagery still just showing us the strong convection taking aim around Montana, parts of Wyoming, and the Dakotas. We take it down to the surface to get a better idea of severe weather outlook right now. It is in fact targeting parts of Montana into North Dakota and all along the Rocky Mountain Front Range, but again skipping over the Concho Valley. We take it down to the surface to get a better idea of some of those alerts. A little bit of severe weather just firing off with some of those higher winds, a little bit of flash flooding all across the Rocky Mountains. But down here in the Concho Valley in the state of Texas, still pretty calm right now. It's been quiet all week long. I'm surprised I can even come up with words to explain it now. We're going to keep our eye on the moisture slowly making its way across the Rocky Mountains, the Sierra Madres, and down from New Mexico. A little bit of moisture makes its way in by Friday morning, but I promise you the West Texas sun will completely vaporize it. As we get closer towards the weekend, that moisture still just lingering around New Mexico, so we're going to keep our eye on flash flooding. And then I run out of data, so we'll see if this long area of moisture wants to make its way down into the Concho Valley by the weekend. Tonight, all the way back down into those 60s. It's been the exact same thing. We're on the lookout for rising humidity and those stronger winds at night. Then tomorrow, a good run of those mid-90s, but it's finally Friday night football, so get out there and make sure you check the weather before you head out. But I promise you, it's going to be pretty beautiful. As we get closer towards the weekend, still holding on to those cooler temperatures, but as we get closer towards next week, the third week of September, still going strong in those lower temperatures, but I promise you, Steven has some big news by next week, while those overnight lows just hang in those lower 60s.